can do it. You can do it. Good boy. Cooper was the most delightful, cheeky, happy, gorgeous little boy that you'll ever come across. I know every parent loves their child, but he was special, and everyone he met he wrapped around his little finger, and he was just an amazing little soul that we miss desperately every single day.
The first thing we noticed was we thought he was choking, having reflux, and that's what the doctors were telling us, it was reflux. But these little episodes started happening more and more often, and we took him up to the hospital, to the Royal Children. Got in there and they did all these tests and that, and they said, yeah, there's something going on there. So I decided to do a scan a couple of days later, not expecting to find anything, and they found a growth. At that stage, even with knowing that there was a growth in there, didn't really know what was ahead of us, like just assumed that, you know, it's probably benign, like everyone else, not really expecting us to be the ones that had to go through it. Well, not us, he had to be the ones going through the story.
They took us into a room and there were 3 doctors and Damien and I, and they just had this picture and they said, we're sorry, but we found a tumour on his brain. It was about the size of a golf ball. So from then on it was just, they got him stable, and then we brought him home and we got ready for his first surgery. So they did surgery first, his first neurosurgery, and they got as much of the tumour as they could. They thought they had got it all, and after 2 weeks, on the day he was discharged, we were told that it was a grade 4 malignant aggressive brain tumour, and that he had about 20% chance. We were heartbroken, of course, but we came home and we had a break between surgery and starting chemotherapy.
So after he finished his chemo, he had a second bout of surgery. And they took most of it away, and from all the scans there wasn't really anything there. So he did some radiation over about, I can't remember, Debbie will know, about 30 odd periods over 6 weeks. And then I think in the March we found it had come back, and it wasn't a good prognosis. So from there he had a second surgery to buy us some time.
He was well and happy for quite a while after that surgery. But again, the signs returned a third time, and when we went in for that MRI that day, I knew he was pretty sick. And when he showed us the picture of his brain, it had gone from the first time being a golf ball, the second time it was like a long line down one side of his brain, and this time the entire right side of his brain was completely covered in tumour. So at that point they said he's got a couple of weeks to a couple of months and there's nothing more we can do. And I think we were quite just angry, I think, that he'd been through so much and that still didn't make any difference. And yeah, we brought him home and just prepared to have as much fun with him as we could. We all slept in the lounge room that night. I didn't realise that morning when I carried him out that that would be the last time I'd carry him out from his room. But we all slept in the lounge room. Damien and I slept either side of him that night, and I remember at some point during the night he asked for pats on his back, and I think that's the last time he spoke to us. Palliative care came out again, and I ended up getting, our GP came out as well, and she said to us he's unconscious now. So I don't think we realised. I think we just thought he was having a big sleep. And then we just spent the day just waiting, and he finally took his last breaths at about 4:15 on the Sunday, only a couple of days after the MRI. After he passed away, I just wanted him to be him, not a cancer kid. And just dressed him up in a super hoot shirt and cape, and put on his favourite helicopter socks and made him look all beautiful, and we kept him here with us until about 10 o'clock that night and just cuddled him and held him, and then he called the funeral home to come and get him, and watching that car drive away was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I was trying to store up the cuddles, and I thought if I hugged him enough and I held his hand enough, that it would be enough when he was gone, that it would get me through. But I found out it's never enough. But at least the research gave 14 more months, and the more research that can be done, one day surely they're going to find a cure, and little kids like Cooper won't have to be poked and prodded and poisoned and operated on, and he should be out there running around with his brother, digging in sandpits. And if one child doesn't have to go through what Cooper went through, then it's worth it. It's worth every cent that's given to research. No parent should ever have to lose their child and say goodbye to them forever. And with your support, this won't happen. And for that, I thank you.